Here we're going to take a look at the Edit panel in the Style Builder. The Edit panel allows you to modelessly edit the selection in the Style Builder. The panel is divided into two parts. At the top we have a preview, and inside of the preview we have a little bit of text that tells you what your current selection is. This is helpful if you happen to have your manager closed or are looking at a different portion of the manager and you don't know what it is exactly that you have selected. You can easily just see it right there. Below that you have a preview of how that current selection actually looks, the style that's on that selector. At the bottom of the Edit panel you have two tabs. You have a Property tab and a Code tab. On the Property tab you have a prop grid. This prop grid allows you to get at the CSS properties that make up the style that's shown in the preview. So if we take a look at the properties, you can see there are quite a number of them. Now most of these properties either have a builder or a drop-down list for help. So for instance, if we take a look at font style and we click the drop-down list, you're going to see that we have the various font styles. So if we want to make this italic, we could just click that and it's going to make that italic, and you'll see that's actually updated in the design preview, the fact that it's italic. Other times you'll have builders. So for instance, font size has a size builder, and font family has a font list builder that allows you to construct a list of fonts. The property grid can be filtered on to various selections. So for instance, if we want to take a look at the color and background, we can just filter out everything else so we can just see that. This can be helpful because if we remove the filter, you can see there are quite a number of properties that you can edit in the CSS. If we take a look at the code pane, what you'll see is that there's a CSS editor that allows us to edit the CSS text inline, as it were. So we can actually go in and change colors or add multiple things, copy and paste from other locations. It should be pointed out that changes that you make here, so for instance if we go and remove the font style italic, it updates in the preview, but it doesn't update automatically on the design mode, and it hasn't actually committed it to the style sheet. The reason for this is because you can do much more granular editing here, and there's lots of typing, so we need sort of a larger action in order to commit. So if you just switch back to the property, what you'll see is it's actually committed all of that. Another thing to point out about the edit panel is that it's working off of the selection, and if we go back and take a look at the selection, the selectors in the manager panel, we can actually go and select more than one. And this makes it kind of interesting because what we actually have is as we select more properties, you'll see that all of a sudden we're getting various nodes. The various properties here are getting this caret multiple n caret. And what that basically is this is telling us that we have multiple values in these properties. And if we so chose, we could actually force all of them to have a single value, or we could enter in a single value. So for instance, if we went and said that all of these things selected, we wanted to have the alignment of the text to be centered, what you'll see is all of a sudden we've set the alignment of the text to center on all of those items. But we've still kept all of the individual stylings that's under the multiple properties. And also if we go take a look, and for instance if we undid that, and we went and said that we wanted the color to be blue for instance, what you'll see is that it's actually gone through and on all of those it's set the color to be blue. In the next video on the edit panel, we're going to take a look at how you can use the background genie in order to quickly create custom backgrounds for your style.